Adam and Quitman and Weston. We're going to do some art today, and I hope you're excited about it. I'm going to talk about your first big project that's inside your bag. Okay, and it says your wings already exist. All you have to do is fly. And it's a little owl pictures, and I'm talking about things this week that fly. And that's what all of the little birds and butterflies and things like that, and even a little science lesson I have for you today. But I want to talk to you about the owl. I went ahead and finished this one, but I want to show you something cool about it, okay? Over here, okay, I outlined the colors so that you would know what to paint. Like his little beak is orange, and all around his inside his eyes stays white. Now I left the outsides black, and I left his little feathers under his cheeks white, but you can pick your own colors, okay? I put a little yellow on his feet down here that doesn't show real good, but this is one of you guys, so I'm not actually going to paint on this today. I only outlined this in brown. It doesn't mean anything. You still paint around this, but don't paint his big eyes. Only paint his little cheeks, okay? Now, I want to talk to you about how I made this pink, because this pink is not actually dark pink, is it? I made it a little bit lighter. Now, if you want to, you can do what I did. I have this paper plate, and I have a little spoon if Mom will let you use one. Now, I want to show you something. I'm opening up the pink acrylic paint and the white. Now, I'm going to put some white first. Look, well, no, I'm going to put the pink first because I don't want the... Sometimes you get the paint on the plate like this. Just put it on there and then try to rub it off the best that you can. But then you're going to get some of your white. And after you get white, you might want to clean it out a little bit because you're going to leave some pink. Now I'm going to stir, and I'm going to make a lighter pink. See, and that, just turn your spoon over and just stir, 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 stir. Okay, till you have a little pile of light pink. Now, if you have paper plates at home, you probably need to use them. But if your mom's nice, she'll just let you use any plate, and you can just wash it with dishwashing soap. It doesn't matter, and you can use a real spoon. But that's how I made my light pink, okay? Now, I just made sure I painted inside the lines every color. Now, I want to show you the stick, okay? Because you do not have brown acrylic, okay? So if you want to, you can get your, there's a brown marker in your markers if you want to use that. Just don't drop water on your picture because these are watercolor, okay? Now it might come off. So you can use your brown out of your markers, or you can use your brown out of your watercolors, okay? Whichever you want to color the sticks. I don't really put brown in your box because it makes you want to color everything brown, and some people don't use the pretty colors if I put too much brown in there. But anyway, his tree branch is brown when you paint it, and his little feet are yellow, okay? So this is your picture to keep, and this is what mine looks like. Of course, you don't have to use pink and green. You think of your own colors, okay? Now, when you finish, if you accidentally get some paint on some of the black, just get your black marker and trace a little bit, but trace straight, okay? It's very important that you trace straight. Now, I'm going to move this out of the way. That's your biggest project, and I'm going to put this little bird, something else that flies in front of you. Now, like I said before, you can get out your marker, which is what I'm going to do, okay? Now, you don't have to paint the background, but I want to tell you a little secret about it. If you want to paint the background, which I would probably do in light blue, I would kind of put water on my brush. But anyway, you can use this marker and it'll be a nice, pretty little brown branch. Now, of course, you're going to want to use your paints for the rest of him. I don't know what color I want my bird to be because I love red birds and blue birds. But you can paint your bird any color that you like. If you wanted a lighter color, do what I did. But be sure, like I didn't do this because I didn't have it right here with me, but rinse out your spoon, okay, before you change colors. Like I've got to clean that out now because I don't want that pink in there. I'm funny about that. Okay, so I have a brown branch, don't I? I colored it. That's the only thing I'm gonna color because I don't have brown paint, okay? And I like this brown anyway. I like that colored branch. That's a cool color for a branch. Now, we're gonna decide first about these are little color beads on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you paint those in a minute, but first I want to show you about painting your little leaves, and you're going to probably use your small brush. I love this little brush that's in these paints. It's a good brush. Thank goodness they gave us a good brush if I could get it out. Okay, but of course I'm going to dip my paint in here. Okay, and I'm going to go around and paint my little leaves. And I'm just going to do it real green, okay? But don't leave blobs. Remember what we talked about? Smooth out your paint. If it's too dark, go back over it and use your paint on your brush until you run out. I love this little paintbrush. It's a good one. And it's great for these little leaves. So I want little green leaves. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the little leaves first. Okay? So be nice and patient. If you want to be doing it with me, you can, but you take your time. Don't try to catch up with me or go faster than me, okay? You go at your own pace, and if you need to, push stop for a minute, push pause for a minute, okay? And then you can, when you finish your leaves, you can go back and push play again. But stay inside the black lines, okay? Okay? Just stay inside the black lines like that. How's that sound? Okay, painting all the little leaves, okay? Of course, the next thing you need to do is you need to rinse your brush out. I'm going to put the water in front of us for a minute because I want to show you. Rinse the brush out, and I'm going to keep this little brush, okay? Because I'm fixing to get the red, and you can get what you want to. If you want your little things to be yellow, orange, pink, any color. But I'm going to go ahead and do this red, and I'm going to barely put a little paint in the middle. See? Just barely little paint in the middle. And if, whoopsie, that always happens. Okay, now I'm going to paint right inside the middle of that black. And I'm not going to put any more paint on my brush unless I totally run out of paint, okay? So I'm kind of painting upside down so you guys can see better and I'm not in your way, okay? So I still have paint on this brush. I can't believe it. Look, I haven't even gotten any more paint. You can do the same thing. As long as you don't leave big globs all over it, okay? Your paint will stretch way out. So that's the little berries that are on the plant or on the tree limb. And now we have, I'm going to put this paintbrush away and I'm going to use a little bit bigger brush, okay? not a real big brush, but a little bigger, okay? And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna decide how to paint the bird, okay? So I'm thinking I want a blue bird, okay? So I'm gonna get my blue that's right here. And something else that I'm thinking about is I think I might want this bird to be a lighter blue. So I'm gonna mix a little bit, okay guys? So I'm gonna put my brush in the white and get it like that. And I'm gonna get a little bit of blue off the side maybe so I don't make a big mess. Now I'm gonna mix this up. How about that? I just made a new color with blue and white. Now I want you to try things like this, but don't use much paint, okay? Because you don't need but a tiny bit. Look, that's a pretty blue. I love that. So this is what color my bird's gonna be. He's gonna be light blue. I still have some white in my brush, so I'm gonna kind of get it out. Put it in there. Okay, that's all I need, guys, for that bird. Just like that, okay? So I'm gonna come around and paint him this really pretty blue, okay? Now, like I said, if you're like me and you get it a little close to the edge, like I said, I'm doing this upside down. I'm doing the best I can though. Okay, so we're gonna go around like this and we're gonna use all the paint that's on this brush. We're gonna try not to have to get new paint. You see how it can glob up? If you mash your brush down, you get more, okay? We're just gonna go real easy to the edge. Real easy to the edges. Like this, okay? These are all the things that are gonna be in your bag today. Of course, you have your paint and your regular supplies at home. And every once in a while, you may rather use some of those other supplies, okay? So it's all up to you, okay? Now, I'm gonna try to get around this eye. Maybe I should use that little brush. What do you think? Just to make sure I don't get in the black. Without hitting that black, which I already did. Thank goodness I have a black marker, hon. I can go over it a little bit. Now, I'm going to make him a tiny yellow beak. So, I'm going to need the yellow. And then, what in the world are we going to do with that little wing? What color can his wing be? I think his wing can be that darker blue, just for fun. You never know what color's gonna look the best, but I left out the wing so that maybe I can, remember we talked, so I could think of a different color it could be. Remember how I talked about holding your brush? Always hold it like you do a pencil, okay? And if you need to, like me, you need to lay your hand down to paint. That helps you a lot more. Okay, here we go. We're gonna paint that dark blue wing. And I'm gonna use the small brush, okay? Just to make sure. I'm gonna go ahead and make it a dark blue wing, okay? And not too dark. I'm gonna try to go around the edges. Okay. If you notice, I'm always stroking the same direction. Not on purpose, that's just the way I do it, but if you leave the little strokes in there like that, it looks more like feathers. Now, I want to show you something else cool. You don't have to rinse your brush out, but if you want to make some little light flecks in it from your lighter paint, that just sort of lets it match and looks like the real feathers. I love that. Now, the background, I am not going to paint. I love it just like that. And it's going to be hard to paint all around those little leaves. But there's your little bird. I probably will get the black so I can clean it up a little bit, because see, I get out of the lines too sometimes, especially doing this backwards. But I'll go over with my black marker very carefully. You don't, if you're gonna do with your black marker, don't just have wiggly, squiggly lines, okay? Or if you want to, just be careful, okay? You don't even have to do that. I will see you guys next Monday. Bye-bye.